Welcome friends and spiritual travelers, Mystic Al here. We have a pick a card reading for you today. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the three major planets turning direct in Capricorn. So we have Saturn that turned direct on the 29th of September. We have Jupiter that turned direct I think on the 13th of September. And now Pluto turns direct today, whilst I'm filming this video on the 4th of October. These three planets, I think, have had a major influence on the collective and I think also on each individual. So it's been about us transforming patterns in our lives that maybe weren't working for us anymore, getting real about the things that we want from our life. These planets being in Capricorn, which is the most sort of dedicated and motivated, hardworking of all of the zodiac. Getting the motivation and the inspiration to change our lives for the better and really chase our dreams and desires. Whilst they were in retrograde, it was a period of like internal sort of reflection, working out what's working for us in our life, and I guess getting the courage and the motivation to make bold changes so that we can be free of certain burdens that were holding us back. Really empowering us to be the person that we want to be in the future. And I think we can really see this playing out in the collective too during this period where, you know, this year's been quite a challenging time. 2020 has been quite dramatic. It's been like the tower moment before, I think, the age of Aquarius, where we kind of clean the slate and start afresh really with humanity really working towards, you know, starting to trust and love each other a little bit more, standing up for what we believe in, putting human rights first as opposed to like allowing sort of power, beings in power to dictate and to control the collective in a sense. So we're breaking free of like an old paradigm that just wasn't working anymore, I think. And I think each of us have been feeling it individually in our own lives, where we've had to sort of like assess what we stand for, what we believe in, make changes in our lives that just didn't really align with those beliefs anymore, essentially. So I think that now that these planets have actually turned direct, or are turning direct today, Pluto being the major planet of transformation, so this has been a really sort of deep subconscious transformation, really dealing with issues that we may have sort of like shoved away in our deep subconscious that we didn't have the strength to deal with in the past, or the courage or the resolve to actually process and let go of. But all of us have been doing a lot of deep transforming, and I think we're ready to move forward and actually live the life that we've always wanted. So I wanted to do a reading today, I guess we're touching a little bit more individually about how these planets turning direct are affecting each and every person. Knowing that we are all, as one collective, going through a massive change. How does this change actually influence you a little bit more directly? So we have three piles today. We have pile 1 with the Tattoo Tarot deck. We have pile 2 with the Commonplace Tarot deck. And we have pile 3 with the Standard Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I'm going to get some further messages from the Moonology cards, and then get a closeout message from the Universe Has Your Back deck, because I just love using that deck for a nice positive uplifting message at the end of the reading. So please use your intuition to choose a pile. Remember, it's a general reading, so even though it's a little bit more personal about how these transits affect you, it's still a general reading. There's multiple people watching this video, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I wish you all a beautiful rest of the year where these planets can provide us the motivation to make big and bold changes. And let's get started with pile number 1. Hello, pile 1 with the Tattoo Tarot deck. Let's find out how you will be affected, how you'll be impacted by Jupiter, Saturn and Pluto all turning direct now in Capricorn. We'll start by shuffling the cards. Spirit, please give us some ideas about how pile 1 being impacted by these planets going direct. Wow, they're just flying out of the deck for you, pile 1. Ooh, nice. Interesting cards that I can see already. Any further messages, please, Spirit, for pile 1 about how they are going to be impacted by Jupiter, Sag, oops, by Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto turning direct. Okay, so you have 5 cards that we'll start with there. The first card that came out is the Ace of Swords. Interesting, you have the Ace of Wands too. You have the Death card. You have the 10 of Swords. Your final card is the Devil card. Interesting. Okay. Funnily enough, the Devil card is quite interesting because the Devil is ruled by Capricorn. So I do see that this is probably impacting you quite deeply, pile 1, with the Death card there too, also indicating like a rebirth, a massive change and transformation. The Death card is ruled by Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto. So I sense that this is quite a deep transformative period for you where you've made a lot of changes in your life. With the 10 of Wands here, I do see that you've had some battles and some struggles. You've been through a bit of a trialing time, feeling burdened or weighed down by things that were probably weighing on your mind a little bit. But what I am getting with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands is that you're coming into a place of like clarity and inspiration again, starting to get the motivation to move forward. You've made a lot of changes in your life is what I'm getting for you, pile 1. There may have been some things that were holding you back. The Devil card quite often also indicates some personal addictions or being bound to something. You can see here the 2 little creatures, 2 little devils, are sort of tethered together and bound to the Devil. So there possibly were some things that you were relying on a little too heavily in your past. Things that maybe you would use to keep you going as a bit of a distraction, I guess, from like what else was you were dealing with in your life, like coping mechanisms, or even potentially just things that maybe you were trying to work towards, like material gains or certain assets that you wanted in your life. But I sense that you're starting to like break free of the need to have certain things in reality, whether that be like breaking free of certain addictions or patterns that weren't serving you, or even like starting to realize that, you know, you're okay with who you are at the moment, that you don't particularly need to, sorry, pile 1, I just had a phone call, I got distracted. I think I was just talking about how you're starting to realize that, you know, you're okay with who you are, that you're doing pretty well in life, actually, that even though there may have been things that were weighing you down, what I am sensing is that, like, you were working really hard to try and achieve certain things, is what I'm getting. Potentially you were really struggling with having the success that you were hoping for, or even potentially it was just a case that, like, you wanted something so badly that you almost felt like weighed down by the burden or the need of something. And I just sense that you've done a bit of like internal reflection recently and started to realize that life is okay with what you have, in a sense, being grateful for what you have right now, happy with the person you are, that you don't necessarily need, you know, material objects or other people's approval or certain things to happen in your life to achieve certain goals by certain time frames for you to feel happy and at peace. The Ace of Swords there is in reverse, so I do sense that potentially there's still some things that you are working through. Maybe you've been feeling a little confused as to why you've been having some troubles recently. There may have been a little bit of resistance potentially to changing certain habits, but the Ace of Wands is most definitely indicating that you're coming out of a darker phase, like a deep transformation, starting to feel inspired and ready to move forward with clarity and like purpose again is what I'm getting for you, pile 1, which is really beautiful. I'm curious though about the Devil card. I want to get some clarity on that. Spirit, can we get some can we get a clarify card for the Devil card, please, Spirit? What was pile 1 attached to? What was restricting them from moving forward? clarify with the Devil card, please, Spirit? Oh, okay. Any further cards? All right. Ooh, the Knave of Cups. Interesting. So that is the Knight of Cups in the Standard Rider-Waite. Sorry, the Page of Cups in the Standard Rider-Waite tarot deck. I just sense it like maybe you, with the Ace of Swords here in reverse, and the Page of Cups talks to me about intuition. It also indicates like feeling love and feeling at peace. But when it's in reverse, I just sense that maybe your intuition was a little bit clouded, or you were feeling just what I'm getting is confusion, actually, with the Page of Cups in reverse and the Ace of Swords. I think maybe the restriction was your own lack of clarity about what you were going through during this tough period, through the retrograde period. Maybe things weren't working out for you the way that you wanted, or you were just feeling quite heavy, not making progress. But I do see a transformation here with the Death card and the Ace of Wands. You've come out of this so much freer. You've let go of a lot of burdens. I think you've probably overcome some personal addictions or bad habits, or at least starting to like have more clarity about what works for you in your life and what doesn't, what was holding you back, what you need to change, at least, so you can move forward and actually start making more changes in your life. Pile 1. Beautiful. Let's get some further messages for you from the Moonology card. Spirit, can we get some messages, please, for pile number 1, now that they've done some personal reflection and that they've had a bit of an epiphany about what changes they need to make. They're feeling more inspired. What can they expect in the future? Moving forward into 2021, what can they expect? Some cards for pile 1, please, Spirit. Any further cards for pile 1, please, Spirit? I'm also noticing here too that you have all 4 of the elements in this reading. So you have the Ace of Swords related to your mind. You have the Ace of Wands and the Ten of Wands related to your fire and passion and inspiration. You have the Death card and the Page of Pentacles here. Sorry, the Page of Cups, I should say. The Death card related to Scorpio, which is a water sign. So your emotions becoming more emotionally balanced. And you also have Earth energy here with the Devil card related to Capricorn. Once again, just noting, I think it's quite coincidental that you have the Devil card related to Capricorn. These planets all in retrograde and now direct in Capricorn, of progress, of motivation, of dedication to the cause of whatever it is that you want to manifest, or certain things that you've been working on that you know you needed to change in your life. You have the New Moon in Gemini. Communication is key. Lovely. Oh, wow. And you have the New Moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off. Wow, there you go. Okay, so you have the Devil card and the New Moon in Capricorn. Beautiful. Interesting. What I am seeing for that pile 1, as we were talking about, you've done a lot of like soul reflection is what I'm getting. I think that you've gone internal and maybe done some soul searching during this period. I just think you were forced to, actually, with the Ten of Wands here and the Death card, both indicating to me that things weren't working out that you wanted, or you felt a little bit heavy and not so much as if you knew where your life was going or why things working out the way that you were hoping for. And so you've had to go in and think and reflect about things that maybe you needed to change, or at least start to contemplate why you weren't getting the success, or why you were feeling really stuck and stagnant and heavy. And you have done a lot of changes is what I'm getting. But the communication is key card here, New Moon in Gemini. I just sense that maybe you could benefit from potentially like talking things through with some friends or family, or even a counselor. Just seeing with the communication is key card here, it's kind of indicating to me that you could really benefit from talking to somebody, a close friend or family member, to have them lend their ear to you not even necessarily to get advice from, but sometimes we just need to like talk things out and to release it from our chest so that energy is like dissipated from our aura in a sense. Like our words have energy behind them, and it's being able to like talk things out or even writing things down sometimes just sort of like takes things off our mind and yeah, it makes us feel lighter and freer. We're sort of releasing some of that energy. But what I am also seeing for you, Pile 1 too, so if you were feeling as if like you weren't getting any progress, or the effort that you were putting into for something that you were trying to manifest or work on, or even some changes that you were trying to make in your life, you weren't having the success, or it wasn't going as well as you were hoping for, I just see that turning around now. Now that these planets are turned direct, it's a period where we can actually start moving forward again, where our external efforts actually are rewarded in our external world. You've done a lot of like internal changes and reassessed what you wanted from life, or made the effort to try and change things that weren't working for you. And now I really see you're going to start having more success, quite obviously, with the effort that you put in a sense. So if you are working on your own project, or just making big and bold changes in your life, I sense that you'll start to see more forward trajectory, things starting to work out in your favor is what I'm getting, which is really beautiful, Pile 1. Let's get a closeout message for you from the Universe Has Your Back deck. Spirit, can we get a closeout message, please, for Pile 1? Who have managed to overcome some internal battles, starting to see clearly and are feeling more inspired to make the changes in their life that will lead them to where they want to go. Okay, there's your card there. My fearless freedom lights up the world. Beautiful. Okay, there you go. Be bold. Keep working on yourself, Pile 1. Just know that the changes that you are making are actually inspiring other people to live the life that they want too. I sense that this is a massive transformation. You've been through a lot in the last 5 months. And now I just see a lot of happiness and sunshine coming your way, which is really beautiful. That's all I have for you, Pile 1. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I wish you a beautiful day, and let's move on to Pile 2. Welcome, Pile 2, with the lovely Commonplace Tarot deck. Let's find out how these 3 major planets turning direct, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, all in Capricorn, will affect you. Spirit, can we get some cards, please, for Pile 2 about how these planets turning direct will affect their lives? Noting that the collective has gone through a deep transformative period. And we can see that playing out in the world around us with the COVID pandemic and lots of civil rights movements happening all around the world. Hopefully we see power structures falling apart very soon. But how has this affected you personally, Pile 2? Any further messages, Spirit, please, for Pile 2? Okay, so we'll start with those cards for you. Your first card is the Knight of Wands in reverse. You have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse too. You have the Nine of Pentacles upright. Interesting. And you have the High Priestess. Ooh, okay. Okay, what I see for you, Pile 2, I just sense that you've started to, like, this period of personal reflection and making changes in your life. I don't see that, like, Pile 1, this was, the cards aren't indicating that this was a really troubling or deep transformative time like Pile 1. They went through, I think, like, a deep sort of change into their values and about how they believe they can manifest things. What I see for you is that you've just started to, like, to trust in your direction a little bit more. with the High Priestess here, tapping into your intuition, and I guess like having faith in a connection above. The High Priestess is generally able to like see beyond the veil and is in contact with the higher realms, the spiritual realms. And with the Knight of Pentacles, I just think you're starting to realize that like hard work and dedication and faith basically will actually lead you to achieving the things that you want. With the Knight of Wands here and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, I do see that there's still some doubts about your ability to make this happen, but I just think you're starting to believe that if you start to continue to keep working on whatever it is that you've been working on, making changes in your life, or actually dedicating yourself to the things that you want, you're trying to manifest, that you will achieve big things. So there's still a need for you to sort of change your mindset about, I guess, your abilities a little bit more. Or at least potentially you're starting your journey now. You're feeling a little bit more fresh now that this period of personal reflection and transformation is over. It was also a period, I think, where like things were in our external world weren't necessarily moving forward because we were forced to address the things that we needed to let go of internally before we could actually have progress and see the rewards in our external world. So it may be that you're starting your journey in a sense with the Knight of Wands here, about actually like going after the things that you want in a sense. Interestingly, you have the Knight of Pentacles related to Earth, slow moving energy about gradual rewards for continued effort and perseverance in a sense. Noting that the 3 planets are all in Capricorn, which is the most sort of dedicated and motivated, hardworking of the zodiac. You're taking on that energy and starting to, I guess, employ that concept of hard work leads to rewards, and just trusting that the guidance that you're receiving is actually leading you to where you need to go or want to go. I'm just going to get a clarifier card for both the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Spirit, can we get some clarification, please, for the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles? What's going on there? Oh, okay, yes, right. Right, there you go. So you have the Three of Wands. You also have the Hierophant card as a clarifier, really indicating to me that you now have a vision and you've started on your journey to make the changes in your life that you want. You're getting more dedicated, developing a strong routine, like learning what you need to learn in order to make this thing happen, in a sense. So this may be related to multiple aspects of your life too. It could be about your own personal projects that you're working on. It might be like starting to make the changes in your life that you know will lead to a healthier lifestyle, or that will progress you further on in life, letting go of certain things that were holding you back, having more confidence and belief in your own abilities, in a sense. You know what it is that you want. You have a vision now of where you want to go, is what I'm seeing here with the Knight of Pentacles. And I just sense now that you trust that hard work will actually lead you to where you need to go, in a sense, which is really nice, pile 2. Good on you. And soon, I sense, if you continue, you'll be able to turn this Nine of Pentacles in the upright position and be proud of your achievements, be independent, and be able to live the life that you want, is what I'm getting. Lovely. Moving on from that pile 2, let's get some further messages for you from the Moonology cards. Spirit, can we get some further messages, please, for pile 2? Now that they are determined to put in the hard work and to trust in this connection to Spirit, to trust in their guidance, they have faith that hard work, perseverance, and a little bit of luck will get them where they want to go. What messages do you have for them, please, Spirit, from the Moonology cards? What's coming in their future? What can they expect? Okay, well, you have 3 cards that came out. You have the New Moon in Aquarius. Lovely. Bring love into the situation. I love this card. I just love the deep purple color. It's my favorite color. Pretty. You have the New Moon in Pisces. Interesting. Meditate and contemplate. And you also have the disseminating moon. Take time to breathe out. First thing I noticed here is that you have 2 new moons in Aquarius and in Pisces. Interesting that Aquarius and Pisces are right next to each other in the zodiac. I am sensing that noting that I am filming this on the 4th of October, which is the day that Pluto turns direct in Capricorn. We're currently in Libra season. So what I am seeing is that within the next few months, I think, between Libra season and, say, Aquarius and Pisces season at the start of the next year in 2021, I just think you're going to see a lot of like changes in your life. I sense that you'll start to feel a lot more, at peace with yourself, and starting to see a lot more like changes in your external world, things starting to go and flow a little bit more. Most definitely also, I love how the New Moon in Pisces card falls on top of the High Priestess. High Priestess is Piscean energy like all day, really. Great synchronicity there. I just sense that you're starting to just trust a little bit more, and not getting so caught up or hung up on like the finer details, or stressing too much about how far you need to go or what it is that you're trying to achieve. You're just, I think, taking each day one day at a time and doing the things that you can do right now to control the situation and make sure that you progress yourself to where you want to go, is what I'm getting. I also sense that this is something that is a passion of yours, whatever it is that you're working on. With the bring love into the situation, this is something that actually makes you feel alive, that brings a lot of pleasure and passion towards your day-to-day activities. But what I am also seeing here too, with the disseminating moon here, take time to breathe out, and the new moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. You could really do, I think, pile 2 to spend more time in like personal reflection and contemplation, meditation. I just sense that this is a group that maybe stresses a little bit about the bigger picture. You have a vision, most definitely, with the 3 of Wands here, of what it is that you want to achieve. But I think when you think about trying to get to that vision, what it is that you need to do to make it happen, it can be quite overwhelming sometimes, that you can stress a little bit when you think about, the grand picture about the things that you need to achieve. So for you, it's all about just taking it one step at a time. If you are feeling a little bit stressed at all about what it is that you're trying to achieve, maybe take some time out, take a break, take a breather, maybe spend some time in meditation, try and calm yourself, just refocus on like, okay, today, all I need to do is like do this today, and that will get me one step closer to achieving what it is that I want. Lovely. Let's get a closeout message for you, pile 2. With the universe has your back deck. Spirit, can we get a closeout message, please, for pile number 2? I am sensing, yes, that in the next few months, I think you'll start to see a lot of like changes, or at least like things starting to pay off. If you were working really hard previously, pile 2, on something, and you weren't getting the rewards that you were hoping for, I think you're going to start to see that taking off again. And by Pisces season, by the new moon in Pisces, you're going to see, you'll be able to look back over the last, say, 4 or 5 months and see how far you've come, see the distance that you've come, see your vision starting to manifest and unfold in front of you, which is really beautiful. See the changes that you've made in yourself, maybe letting go of things that weren't working for you and starting to see the benefits of that also. Being more dedicated to yourself and spirituality, and feeling more at peace, bring love to the situation, feeling more at peace with yourself, feeling more at peace with what it is that you want from life, and your grand visions that you're trying to manifest. Ooh, there's your card for you. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. That's beautiful, and really sort of captures the essence of this reading. I love that it really reminds me of to bring love into the situation. Remember, this is something that you enjoy. I sense that you do have some sort of creative talent or a project that you're working on, pile 2. It's something that brings you a lot of happiness. It's a passion of yours, is what I'm getting. I think there's just a message here to remember that this is something that you love doing, to bring that fun-loving, like joyful element day in, day out to whatever it is that you're changing in your life or trying to work on. and that will attract more success and like supportive energy from the universe, essentially. Something that I'm trying to work on too is remembering that I love doing tarot readings, that I love putting out these messages of support and guidance. It's something that brings me joy and happiness, and when I remember to do that, I just find that the readings flow a little bit more. Beautiful. That's all I have for you, pile 2. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I just see real magical things happening in your world very soon. So persevere, keep working hard, and you'll get there. I wish you a beautiful day, and let's move on to pile 3. Welcome, pile 3, with the standard Rider-Waite Tarot deck. Let's get an idea about how these 3 planets, major planets turning direct in Capricorn, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto all turning direct, how that will impact... Ooh, you have the Magician. That's a beautiful sign. That was already overturned in your deck. Well, keep that in mind. How these 3 planets turning direct will impact you, noting that it's had like quite a dramatic impact, I think, on the collective consciousness, on the collective in general. With the 2020 has really been like a reset in a sense, or at least a tarot moment where things are starting to fall apart, things that aren't working for us, certain power paradigms and structures are not sort of working out the way, well, are falling apart, so we can start afresh in a sense and begin again like a global reset of moving forward with humanity sort of being in more support of each other in a sense, uplifting each other as opposed to sort of being dictated and domineered to. I just think that these planets turning direct is a great opportunity for us all to now start seeing like more success for our efforts in our external world. I think this has been a period where we've all had to do a lot of like internal reflection and contemplation about any further messages, please, Spirit, about things that weren't working for us, things that we needed to change, what we wanted from life, and how what we need to do in order to make that happen, in a sense. So the cards that have come out for you, pile 3, you have the Chariot card in reverse. You have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Now, isn't that interesting? Both of those cards talk about taking action, bold, swift action. The Knight of Swords is the fastest moving of all of the knights in the tarot deck. But when they're in reverse, that really indicates like stagnation, like a lack of movement, no progress, feeling stuck, feeling quite down, desolate about not being able to achieve certain things, or at least just feeling a lack of motivation to do things even, potentially. You have the Queen of Cups in reverse too. Ooh, and the Queen of Wands, wow, that's really interesting. 2 queens, both in reverse. Ah, you've been feeling it quite hard, pile 3, most definitely. This has been a really trialing period for you these last 5 months. I sense that you've really had to overcome a lot of feelings of, well, I'm getting depression really with the Queen of Cups there in reverse. And I also just sense that it's been because you haven't been seeing the rewards for certain efforts. The Queen of Wands really indicates to me creativity, passion. This could be a very creative group. Both the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands talks to me also about like creative talents, inspiration, lots of passion and love, strong intuition also. That you usually trust your guidance in terms of like your creative talents guiding you to do certain things, or but what I am getting is that you haven't been receiving the rewards for your creative talents, or you've even just maybe potentially been feeling like a lack of motivation to work on the things that bring you passion, is what I'm getting also, pile 3. You've been feeling stuck. You may have been questioning like what you're doing in life and whether it's your calling or whether it's the right path to be going down. I just sense that you've been feeling it quite heavily, is what I'm getting. There's been a lack of clarity, a lack of clarity about where your life is headed in a way, really. But most definitely, you've also had to address here your shadow side too. The Queen of Wands has her shadow right next to her. She's integrated her shadow. She's proud of her shadow. She's overcome the demons within the darkness, in a sense, and she embraces her vices. But when it's in reverse, I sense that maybe you've either been resisting, like, looking at things that you need to change. You've been resisting doing some personal reflection, or at least it's been quite hard for you, is what I'm getting also. That if you have been doing a lot of personal reflection, looking deep within your psyche about things that maybe you know aren't working for you, or personality traits that you aren't so fond of and that you want to change, I just think it's been quite overwhelming for you, pile 3. Let's get some clarity. Let's see if there's any further messages for you. All of these cards in reverse indicates that you've really had to do a lot of internal work, that it's really affected you quite deeply also, similar to pile 1. But I'm just sensing that maybe there's still some things that you need to work on, or you've just felt really, really down and depressed and unmotivated is what I'm getting, pile 3. Any further messages, please, Spirit, for pile number 3? Yeah, the Queen of Cups in reverse indicates like a feeling of like being emotionally low, not lacking sort of balance with your emotional state, in a sense. Okay, so we'll take those 2 cards. This card was the one that wanted to come out. The Hermit in reverse. Ooh, okay, and the 5 of Cups. There you go. Disappointment. Feeling like things aren't working out for you. Losing things in your life that were dear to you, potentially. I just sense that maybe you haven't had success in a certain endeavor, or you've lost something very dear to you. The Hermit in reverse generally indicates that you're coming out of a period of isolation, but it can also talk about a resistance to doing personal reflection. I just think that maybe you've been stuck in a phase of feeling disappointed because something didn't pan out the way that it was hoping for. It may have been a creative talent that you were working on. It may have also been a relationship that broke up, or you've lost somebody dear to you, or even potentially you've just been feeling a bit low. You've had a bit of a rough period. You haven't been able to get out of the darkness, this feeling of being depressed and stagnant, in a sense. I just sense that you've lost something, really. Something didn't work out the way that you were hoping for. And then maybe I'm sensing for you, pile 3, instead of actually like shining a light on the reason why this didn't work out, with all of these cards in reverse, that you've been sort of resistant to actually, trying to see, I guess, the silver lining for this. What the blessings were from whatever experience it was, that you've been so stuck in this feeling of disappointment, in a sense. And I really feel for you, pile 3, like you haven't been able to move forward because you've been hurt by something, whether it be a relationship or something that just fell apart for you, or you haven't got the success that you wanted. Yeah. I want to see if I can get another card for you as a clarifier. Spirit, can we get a clarifier card for... Ooh, okay. Why pile 3 we're feeling like they haven't been able to move forward. They've been stuck. Ah, okay, wow, that's really interesting. Now, do you remember at the start of the reading you had the Magician overturned in the deck already? Wow, that's fascinating. That's really beautiful. I just think pile 3, maybe there was something that didn't work out for you, but really it's been for your best interest, because it's trying to direct you into working on something else. The Magician card here with the infinity sign generally indicates that you can do whatever you want, that you have the power to do anything that you want. You have the skills and the resources within you to achieve big things. Well, What I am sensing also, pile 3, is that maybe you've felt a little disconnected from your guides, with the Queen of Wands here and the Queen of Cups both in reverse. I just think that maybe you felt a little disconnected in general. You may have felt quite isolated also with the Hermit card there. Like disconnected from the collective in a sense, like, and you've been feeling quite depressed because of it. But with the Magician card here, you can see here he's holding a wand which is directed up to like the ethereal realms, a strong connection to spirit, and he uses that connection to manifest his dreams and desires with all of the skills that he has within him. He trusts in this connection. I do see soon that you will find this feeling of reconnection. You will find this feeling of purpose and clarity. If you've felt as if like the things that you were working on, or the way that the path that you were going on in life wasn't leading you to fulfillment, I just sense that soon you will have the clarity that you need that will guide you on your path again. You'll be able to turn the Hermit in the upright position, not so much in terms of actually feeling lonely, but actually shining a light on like what it is that you're supposed to be doing, having clarity about your soul purpose and what it is that you want from life. Interesting. So if you have been feeling really low, stuck, disappointed, depressed, or like even frustrated because your efforts didn't work out the way that you were hoping for, soon I sense, pile 3, you will start to see or understand why you didn't have the success that you were hoping for, that potentially either it was a test in terms of like you learning how strong you are and the skills that you have to overcome any challenges, or potentially because it was meant to direct you down a different path, and a path that is far more fulfilling, that is in flow, where you are reconnected to spirit and you trust in this guidance and have inspiration to follow this dream. Interesting. Let's get some messages for you, pile 3, from the Moonology card. Spirit, can we get some further messages for pile 3 moving forward now that these planets have gone direct? What messages do you have for them moving into 2021, into the future? I love that the Magician card came out twice there, really. You are very strong, pile 3, strong manifestors. What I am also sensing now too, the Magician is the strongest like master manifestor in the deck, that maybe if your focus is on anything sort of slightly negative, or you've been disappointed, you might get quite down on yourself and have sort of internal dialogue that self-sabotaging or limiting beliefs, in a sense that is attracting more of that for you to you. So you're manifesting, in a sense, like harsher like experiences in life. It's about you changing your mindset, really taking some time out to like see how powerful you are and work out what it is that you want from life, and being positive, believing in the abilities that you have within you to manifest the dreams that you want. Noting you have the Queen of Wands there too. When that is turned in the upright position, she's very creative, very talented, and actually has the ability to produce amazing things. So I sense for you, wow, okay. I sense for you, pile 3, that you've been going through a really rough phase where you've felt quite down, and because of it, you've started to see things in your reality that mirrors that feeling of things not working out for you. It's about you really trying to switch your mind off, or at least change those negative thoughts into positive thoughts, and realizing how powerful you are, that if you can manifest things that aren't so pleasant, you can then change your mind and manifest things that are exactly what you want from life. It starts with being mindful of the things that you're saying to yourself, and day in, day out, trying to change your mindset to be more positive. You have the full moon in Aquarius. Show the world the real you. Beautiful. You had the gibbous moon. You're very close to achieving your goal. Okay. Ah, lovely. You have the full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. And your final card is the new moon in Libra. A new romantic cycle begins. Great. That's what we wanted to hear. That there is positivity coming your way. lots of positivity. All of these cards are really like optimistic. And noting that you mean in Libra related to your mind is an air sign. When you choose to think positively, you have the power within you, pile 3, with the Magician card there twice, to manifest whatever it is you want. And I really do see like a creative, or at least a very quirky and unique individual. People are drawn to you, really, when you are in a place of being happy and feeling fulfilled with your life, pile 3. People are really drawn to you. You have a lot to give and offer other people. And I really do see that if you start now trying to change your mindset and balancing the scales of like counteracting any negativity, believing in yourself, saying positive things, trying to shift your mindset into a positive frame, then you can achieve your goals very, very quickly. Things will turn around rapidly for you. Noting that now is a really optimistic time where these planets are going forward. We can actually see the rewards for our efforts. We're feeling a little bit stuck and not being able to like have the success we were hoping for during the retrograde period, where we were all forced to go internal and reflect upon things that we needed to change within. I just sense that maybe pile 3, there's some more reflection that is required. And it really starts with you like noticing the things that you say to yourself, changing those things you say into like more positive things. And when you do, you have the ability to achieve amazing things here, to show the world who you are and have a lot of success. If you are like an artist or an entrepreneur or something like that, I just see that you will have a lot of like fame, or people will notice you. You'll stand out from the crowd, most definitely. Let's get a closeout message for you, pile 3, from the Universe Has Your Back deck. Spirit, can we get a closeout message, please, for pile 3? Moving into 2021, if they choose to change their mindset and think more positively, believe in themselves and take practical steps to achieving their goals, I see a lot of prosperity coming their way. Closeout message, please, for pile number 3. Here it is. The moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. Can you believe that? That's beautiful. And just really encapsulates the message I'm saying here about like, you know, finding love within, finding peace within, believing in yourself. You have a lot of power, pile 3, to change your life for the better. Not only to change your life, but with the Magician card there, you can manifest whatever it is you want. You just have to believe that you have the talent and the skills to achieve it. Clear direction is presented to me. One day at a time for you, pile 1. It is pile 3. It starts right now with choosing to love and believe yourself. That's all I have for you, pile 3. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I wish you a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.